There's a massive cruise ship docked in the middle of Hong Kong, except it's not actually a ship, it can't sail anywhere, and it's been landlocked for over 30 years. I'm talking about a full-sized smokestacks and all ocean liner replica. That's actually a shopping mall where people buy groceries and get haircuts. Now, you might be thinking this is just some tacky theme park nonsense, but here's the twist. This ship is built on the exact spot where real ships were constructed and launched for over a century. The Whampoa Dockyards, one of Hong Kong's most historic shipyards, once occupied this location. So when developers transformed it in the 1980s, they didn't just bulldoze history, they turned it into a 110-meter-long architectural tribute that doubles as a functioning community mall. And that's what makes this fascinating. Because this isn't just about a weird building. It's about how a city honors its past while building its future, how architecture can be both completely unexpected and deeply meaningful, and how Hong Kong continues to prove that when space is limited, creativity becomes unlimited. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why a boat-shaped mall isn't just acceptable. It's actually kind of brilliant. So let's dive in. Here's the thing, for over 120 years, this exact spot was home to the Whampoa Dockyards, one of Hong Kong's oldest and most important shipyards. Formally established in 1863, the Hong Kong and Whampoa Dock Company became one of Asia's largest shipbuilding and repair facilities. This wasn't some small operation. During the early 20th century, the dockyard employed over 4,000 people and built some of Hong Kong's largest ships. By the late 19th century, they were capable of building ships up to 213 meters in length. Real ships were built here, repaired here, and launched from here. This place was absolutely central to Hong Kong's identity as a maritime powerhouse. But by the 1980s, Hong Kong was transforming. The industrial age was giving way to a service economy, and these massive shipyards were occupying incredibly valuable real estate in an increasingly crowded city. The dockyards closed, and Hutchison Whampoa Property, a major Hong Kong developer, saw an opportunity. In 1985, they began transforming the site into what would become Whampoa Garden, the largest private housing estate in Hung Hom. Instead of erasing that maritime heritage completely, they decided to do something absolutely bonkers. They'd build a permanent concrete cruise ship as a tribute to what came before. It's like if someone demolished a stadium and then built a new apartment complex shaped like a giant baseball. The irony is perfect. Where ships were once built to sail away, now a ship would stay forever. So let's talk about what you actually see when you're standing in front of this thing. The Whampoa Shopping Center stretches about 110 meters long, roughly the length of a football field. And it's designed to resemble a classic ocean liner. They had to make this work as an actual shopping center. You can't just copy a ship's interior and expect it to function as retail space. Ships have narrow corridors, compact cabins, and claustrophobic layouts designed for efficient sea travel. So, while the outside screams luxury liner, the inside had to be completely reimagined. The ship is 5 stories high, 2 underground and 3 above ground. The structure houses theaters, department stores, restaurants, shops, and entertainment facilities spread across approximately 1.7 million square feet. Now, if you're expecting to walk inside and feel like you're on the Titanic, I've got news for you. The interior is pretty much just a mall. Sure, there might be nautical touches here and there, maybe some ship-inspired railings or design elements, but mostly you're walking through standard retail corridors. The Whampoa complex consists of multiple themed sections with names like Fashion World, Treasure World, Home World, Amazing World, and Pebbles World. These areas house over 300 shops and restaurants spanning Chinese, Japanese, Western, and Cantonese cuisines. You'll find affordable mid-range clothing labels alongside Japanese retailers. There's a bowling alley, amusement arcade, movie theater, and a massive supermarket. Honestly, the boat shape is about exterior identity and paying homage to the location's history. Once you're inside shopping for groceries or getting a haircut, you don't need to be constantly reminded you're in a boat. The magic is in the concept and the exterior experience. That moment when you first see it from outside and think, wait, is that a ship or a building? That's where the value lives. For the 30,000 residents living here, this isn't a tourist attraction. It's their neighborhood shopping center, their community hub, their everyday destination. So why does this actually work beyond just looking cool? There's some interesting psychology and urban planning theory at play here. From an economic standpoint, novelty drives foot traffic. People visit specifically because it's unusual, and while they're there, they shop. The Whampoa attracts both local residents who need everyday services and curious visitors who want to see the famous boat mall. That dual appeal creates a more robust commercial ecosystem than a conventional shopping center might achieve. From an urban planning perspective, this is what professionals call placemaking, designing spaces that create identity and community rather than just serving function. The Whampoa Boat isn't merely a shopping center, it's a landmark, a conversation piece, and a community anchor. It serves as a meeting point, a reference location, and a symbol of the neighborhood's unique character. Now, boat-shaped buildings aren't totally unique globally. You can find novelty architecture all over the world. The Basket Building in Ohio, shaped like an actual basket, or various roadside attractions in different countries. If you want to check it out yourself, the Whampoa Boat is in the Hung Hom area of Kowloon. Is it worth a dedicated trip? Honestly, probably not, unless you're really into architecture or quirky buildings. But if you're in the area or exploring Kowloon, it's absolutely worth a 20-minute detour. The best experience is walking around the exterior, getting the full ship effect from different angles. You can access the waterfront promenade nearby, which offers views of Victoria Harbor. The interior, as I mentioned, is functional but not particularly special if you're just interested in the novelty. Grab some photos of the exterior, maybe get some food at one of the many restaurants. Appreciate the weirdness of seeing a landlocked cruise ship surrounded by high-rises, and move on. The complex remains operational and well-maintained, continuing to serve Whampoa Gardens residents just as it has since 1991. It's not going anywhere, which is, of course, the entire point. At the end of the day, the Whampoa Boat Mall is about more than just an unusual building choice. It's about how cities remember their past while building their future, how architecture can honor history without being a museum, and how the most functional spaces can also be the most playful. The Whampoa Boat becomes proof that creativity and memory can coexist, that commercial space can carry cultural meaning, and that sometimes the best way to honor the past is to make it useful for the present. If you've been to Whampoa or have thoughts on novelty architecture and how cities can honor their industrial heritage, drop a comment below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into architectural oddities, subscribe because we've got more unusual buildings and urban stories coming your way.